Well, first crocus in bloom of the year, and it's the 27th of January. That's pretty good going. And there's more all blooming together. This one's the first one to come up. It looks pretty amazing. And here's one more thing to add to the amazing things we've found in January, the early spring. These are bluebell leaves that have come up, and they're quite big. These are bluebells. They come up in the same place every year. It's amazing to see bluebells at this time of year. Bluebells won't be flowering until April, or maybe, yeah, well, maybe you could get them in late March at the earliest, but it'll probably be April, and maybe even late April, early May. So it's really amazing to find bluebells right now. Incredible. Earliest bluebells ever, January 28th. Well, we're definitely having the earliest spring ever. It's January the 28th. And these are lords and ladies, or Harem Lilies. It's incredible. The cuckoo point, it's also known as. They don't normally come up until March. Maybe you'd see one or two at the end of February, but this is absolutely ridiculous, and yet we've actually had quite a cold winter. Amazing. And most amazing of all, a daffodil blooming on the 28th of January. The earliest I've ever seen daffodils. I've never seen one blooming in January. Well, only a special variety, but not these ordinary ones. This is incredible. And this is the first lesser celandine flower of spring. This is a spring plant, normally mostly blooms and in March and April, but this one's really early. Looks incredible. Unfortunately, there's chainsaws in the background there cutting down some trees, so sort of coming across the microphone a bit. But anyway, there's the Longtails. It's very hard to get video of them. Usually they don't sit still for very long, and they only visit the garden at certain times. They make probably the nicest nest of any bird. There goes a tractor now to add to the noise. There we go, beautiful birds. And these are two blue tits feeding on peanuts. Most of the time they're actually just taking them away and burying them somewhere. They're going to be nesting soon. I'd say that's a mating pair. They're very beautiful. There's a grey tit, which is larger than a blue tit, and sometimes they're even known to kill blue tits, peck a hole in their head and eat their brains. Unpleasant. Female chaffinch. She looks just like the male, except she hasn't got any colours on her. It's very drab, but the same pattern. Lovely bird. These are some catkins, and they're from a hazel tree. There's a few catkins appearing now, but it's quite windy, as you can hear. It's actually probably a little bit too windy. And now you can't see them. There are hundreds of house sparrows getting into that tree there. They're just climbing up to roost for the night. They like to be near the feeders at night time. That's quite a nice sound as the evening comes in, the moon is rising, and you can just hear the calls of the sparrows. They can be pretty noisy too, as you'll see. But they'll start to fan out now and find nesting sites in a few weeks. They get more excited as they seem to sing a kind of a song, and they start talking to each other as they're settling down for the night, and that lasts for, can be up to an hour, and they can be very noisy. But then when it gets almost completely dark, or as near as, they'll go quiet suddenly and they'll go to sleep. It's a brown rat in the dark, robbing food off that was put out for the birds, and he's going to come back this way now in a minute. It could be a female with food for babies. But here it comes. There it goes. Running, running, running. It's trying to be sneaky. Now it's going to come down this way. It's very hard to see it in the dark.